Welcome to Lockercode, where football is not just fantasy, but our reality, where you can express your excitement, your tensions, or even frustrations about the games, your team, your league, and performances of players. Let's go! Yo, welcome back, my boys. What's
good? What's good, bro?
Chilling, man.
Chilling.
Great show today. Before we get started, man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and vent. Tell the people how you feel. Let's go.
Yeah,
man. Let's just go ahead and start with that.
No, I'm not even gonna vent, man. I already vented enough yesterday. I vent to everybody that I spoke to, every Dolphin fan that I know. Yeah, I vented enough yesterday. The O line sucks.
Oh
my God.
I don't think this is about the Dolphins. This is about the $50 that you lost.
I didn't lose $50 though. That's the whole point.
I think that's what he wanted me to vent about.
Nah, I didn't lose $50. I didn't lose $50 at all. So
no, you didn't.
It's even.
All right. So you don't want to talk about the Dolphins. Do you want to talk about your 0-2 start?
Hey, there was a potential for me being 0-2, but there's another dude on this call that
why you want It's not about me.
That every show, I mean, from the draft, the dude was like, "Yo, bro, you're gonna be 0-3.
Why you
0-3? Wait.
Okay,
but he's 0-2 with me too. Like, what happened there, yo? What happened there?
Sure.
And you have a great potential of being 0-3.
Sure. The question was proposed to you.
Listen. Oh, man. Hey. Appreciate you taking your L's, man. And that's plural, too. And that's plural.
You took one to see right here on the call, so.
Hey, that's all right. L is a L. It doesn't matter where it's coming from, man.
You're right.
Since it's coming from Lockercode, it matters, bro.
Just look at L, man.
From Lockercode, it matters, man, yo.
Look at L.
Yo.
Let's see what next week brings.
P, you want to talk about your 0-2 start or?
Yeah, I'm 0-2.
I don't know if you wanted to vent about it. Or...
Team underperformed. Definitely underperformed, So it happens. Next week is a follow week. It's a long season, so
yeah, I 100% agree with you. Yo, I'm 2-0. I'm not gonna talk about that. I just want to do my shout out to MITH again. I appreciate you, my dude, for letting Derrick Henry pass.
Let's talk about that dude that spoke about Jonathan Taylor when Jonathan Taylor only produced 9 points last week.
Oof.
And he over here bragging about Jonathan Taylor in the chat. That's who need to be at the front of the game.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about, bro.
And why he don't have a player that scores 63 points or whatever.
I know. Respected
that
boy,
won me some money this
66,
weekend.
yeah, I mean, 66. Yo, he passed on the guy that made 66 points. Total for 2 weeks, Total of 90 points? No, 80 points for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then Taylor did a total of 24 points, 25 points for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Let's shout out to, I know it's early for shouts, but shout out to Derrick Henry for winning me some DFS bread money this weekend. He was in every one of my lineups, so I hit in every one. So thank you. Thank you to Kang Henry.
What do you play? All cash games or cash games and tournaments?
All cash games.
Yeah. All cash games, you mean when...
Single entry, single entry and stuff, yeah. It's funny because if... I'm so pissed. Like, we spoke about Gronk, and these dudes attacked me. And if I had Gronk in there too, bro, oh, man, I would have made out like a bandit.
Yeah, he definitely was a surprise there, bro. I did not expect that.
Yeah, I had a lot of Cooper Kupp, Evans, and Derrick Henry in my lineup.
Evans
did well this week.
Evans did well this week.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
it's going to be alternating.
Yeah,
it's going to be an alternating week. Yeah. So I figured more or less that was going to happen for sure.
I definitely need AB next week, though. Definitely need AB next week. So
I mean, he's looked him and Wilson look like the two best quarterbacks in the
league right now.
Yeah.
Yo, so
all right, man.
Let's go to the news, my dude.
Yeah, man. Man, a lot of injuries, man. A lot of injuries. Woo.
Said a
lot of injuries going on. Oh, man. It's injuries everywhere, man. It's like every week there's somebody else going down. Yo, Beyonce Johnson, injury. Tua, injury. Tyrod Taylor, injury. Landry, injury. Darrell Henderson, injury. Andy Dalton, injury. Yo, Elijah Mitchell, injury. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then all the backs.
Who's backing up Tyrod Taylor out of Houston?
New quarterback, rookie, got drafted 3rd or 4th round. Mills.
No, I'm talking in that's one of my DFS my defense in DFS because they putting up no points no more. So
I think they play Thursday if I'm not correct, right? I think they play Thursday night.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so yo, let's talk about some of these injuries, man. Beyonce Johnson, I'm not going to talk about. He's just playing injured most days. Because every time I see that dude is in gruesome pain, they take him off the field, and then that's him back in the game. And I'm like, yo, seriously, dude? Seriously?
It's Deontay, though.
What do you think? We spoke a little bit about the Dolphins earlier in the pre-show. What do you think about Tua's injury, and if he doesn't start? Do you think this is a boost for the offense on the percent or no?
I mean, based on when we went to camp, he looked way better than Tua in camp. I mean, he was pushing the offense. The offense was going, Tua was throwing 2, 3, 4, 5 yard passes, and Brissett was going first play 15. But I do think if he's out for more than 2 weeks, they're gonna get another quarterback. And the only quarterback that's out there is Cam, or you just go ahead and throw everything at the Texans and take Watson now.
Can Watson play if you take him now?
Say it again?
Yeah,
he can play right now. Yeah, he's available.
He can play, but here's the risk about Watson playing, though. He won't know the playbook. And it's going to take him about 2 weeks. And it's going to be basic play. Just like what...
Because I think that the offensive coordinator that's with the Dolphins right now is the same offensive coordinator with Watson, if I'm correct. But we'll double check on that.
All right. Jarvis Landry and OBJ both down, man. What do you guys think about that for Baker?
Yeah, I think it boosts Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Especially Kareem Hunt.
That offensive line is good. They got some more tight ends out there and stuff like that. So I think they'll be fine. OBJ should be back this coming week or the week after. So I don't think it's a hit to the offense. That the defense is good and the offensive line is good. They got 2 solid running backs, one is pass catching. I think they'll be fine. I don't think that's a big injury for that team.
What do you think of what do you think of any of the wide receiver like Donovan Peoples-Jones or anything like that?
No, but I think it does boost once again Mr. C here, who has OBJ, one less target now for Baker Mayfield when OBJ comes back. So he should get a boost in targets than what he would have gotten if Landry was there.
And I don't think they're going to say, "Hey, listen, you're going to be out for the week." I think they're going to put OBJ in there. I think he's going to eat as long as he's healthy enough. Even if he's not 100, I think they're going to put him in at 80%.
That team could win games with even with OBJ. Depending on the team, that team is a good football team, all from top to bottom.
Okay. All right. Another notable injury here: Andy Dalton out. So, what do you think? Justin Fields time or what?
Surprise! Yep.
I definitely think it's Justin Fields time, but I think they haven't confirmed how long he's going to be out. They may still, if he's healthy enough, I guess at the end of the day, they probably put him in there, and to agree to whatever contract agreement that they had for him to be the starter. But Justin Fields should have been a starter since week 1. If they're trying to win, then they need to go with Justin.
If Justin comes into this game, let's say Andy Dalton's out this coming week, Justin Fields comes in and smashes, it's his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
All right.
It's his job already. They just got that contract.
So what do you guys think about the backfield of San Francisco, man? Today they work out. What's his name? Miller. They worked out Miller and
Lamar.
Johnson. Yeah.
Lamar Miller. That backfield, that whole team just can't stay healthy. Because Kittle might be next. He's due for one. He already played 2 games, so I don't know if he goes.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it that, like,
something ain't right in San Francisco.
Yeah, their conditioning ain't right or something? Because, seriously, none of their players can stay healthy.
I don't know how 3 players get hurt in the same game.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I've never heard of something like that.
From the same position.
Yeah, from the same position.
So there's something going on there, man. So Amari Cooper, bruised ribs, game time decision.
You could play through that.
Gallup out.
You can play through that. I don't know if
you could play through the bruised ribs.
I don't think Amari Cooper is going to play through that, but he can. But Gallup being out, Amari being out, supposedly, you're looking at a big game for.
It's against Philly, I believe, right?
Yeah, and you're looking at a big game from the other wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I think he's.
It's
going to be. And this is going to be a perfect opportunity for.
What is it?
Chenault?
Yeah. No, not Chenault.
Yeah. Is it Chenault and Joe?
What are you talking about?
The tight ends?
Oh, yeah. Talking about Schultz.
Schultz.
Yeah. Schultz. Sorry. Schultz. Yeah, Schultz.
I mean, and you also have 2 pass catching backs. Praise to my boy Tony Pollard, who's going to be in my lineup this weekend, going off.
You need it. You need it.
Yeah, I need it.
You have to go to 0-3. You need it. You need that.
Damn, you got some bassy of ways.
No, I'm just saying. I wasn't sure if you heard.
You talking to a champion, bro.
No, I'm just saying. My apologies, but I wasn't sure if you heard. I wasn't sure if you heard.
I know you know right now.
No,
all season.
I just did. I wasn't sure.
You still could go 2-15. So
I'm just saying. I
know you're
sure
too
you heard.
slow, but you can go 2-15.
I just wanted to make sure you heard. That was it. I didn't hear you.
No, I think Cooper may be out of game, but yeah, you could. That's a game time decision. So it's something players play through. He may not. He may be out of game. It's one of the less concerning injuries.
Yeah.
All right, man. So take it away. See.
Oh yeah, just going back to the offensive coordinator, George Gatsby, the offensive coordinator for the Dolphins, was the assistant coach for Houston Texans at that point when
right
there. So he has familiarity there. Damn, I messed up that word hard. What we got next here, man? We got through news here. Let's go ahead and go through week 2 fantasy football takeaways. Like, what did you guys see? What did you like? What did you didn't like for last week game?
And defenses, other than like Tampa Bay defense and stuff like that, man, it's pretty unpredictable right now.
Yep.
To tell you the truth, like defenses that I thought was going to be, exceptional, they're not looking the same. And defenses that I thought was going to be like, look at the New Orleans game, right? I thought the Saints was going to smash. Their defense is going to hold up. But that's not how it went. Yep. You know what I mean? Carolina defense was actually better than the Saints defense. And, and so I'm seeing a lot of switch in the defensive, hierarchy per se. Yeah.
But number 1 is still Tampa Bay. Rams is, on and off.
Dolphins,
right. The expectation with Dolphins, I know a lot of people got, pissed off about the Dolphins defense on Sunday. One of our guys, dropped them, but I think it's still too early to drop the Dolphins defense, of how they played. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, man. One of the things, man, just, one of the takeaways, obviously, like you brought up before, Andy Dalton going away, you got to go run and get Justin Fields right now. If Justin Fields is in free agency, that's your waiver wire pickup. You got to pick up this kid. This kid is going to be whatever you thought that Trey Lance was going to be once they decide on who the quarterback is. That's what Field is right now. You got Allen Robinson, and you can anybody can throw the ball at Allen Robinson. He's going to get it. So he's going to make you look good, especially if you're accurate as I don't know what. And you can throw the ball deep. So that's one of the things that was my weekend takeaways too, man. Obviously, how do you feel about Brandon Ayuk, man? You was on Brandon Ayuk strong, and it's
man. I don't know, man. The coach, Well, the coaching staff said he's not playing well, right? Yeah. That's what they said. He's not playing well. The guy behind him is actually playing better than him. So it's him, man. And he needs to go ahead and step up to the game and get his spot back because he's looking terrible. He's killing fantasy, fantasy lineups, here and there and stuff like that. So if I had Ayuk, I probably wouldn't drop him, but at the same time, I'm not playing him until I see that first performance.
Right. I agree with you. Yeah, but I'm not starting him. He's too.
Yeah, I'm not starting him until I see him do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some chemistry between him and the play caller. Some chemistry between him and the quarterback. I'm not touching Ayuk. Ayuk is not touching my lineup at all.
Mike Williams looks good at the Chargers right now, man. And even going back to what you were talking about, P, with Gronk. How do you feel about Gronk going off second week? Back-to-back weeks going off on fantasy football.
Familiarity with Brady. That's all that is. Brady looks for him, So I think he's always going to have fantasy relevance just because of that. Mike Williams, man, is probably my only regret in the
draft.
In the draft because I wanted a piece of Chargers offense one way or another.
Yeah.
I like the running back, I like the quarterback, and I like both Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. And Mike Williams is doing exactly what I thought he would do.
We talked about that during the draft. Yeah, we were like, we got to either get Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen is picked up, Mike Williams is the next guy to go get.
Exactly.
No matter what.
Exactly.
And he's all the way down there. I think it was 13th, 14th round or something like that. Like, you can really get him, and you're going to still get the production that Keenan Allen, well, to the point, that production that Keenan Allen is giving up. So
that was probably that game yesterday was probably my most frustrating game, watching that game. Reason being, man, 2 touchdowns got called away from Herbert as a result of the line moving. I was like, are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? Yo, I was so mad, bro. Like,
I thought that game was going to be a lot more fantasy friendly and high scoring than what it panned out to be. Over the past 2 weeks, we haven't seen a guy that we haven't really expected break out, or an undrafted guy in DFS, or not DFS, but in fantasy breakout. Last year we had the James Robinson effect, and we saw some players that that weren't drafted just really break out. We haven't really seen that this year, so it's still early.
I think we were looking at Elijah, thinking Elijah's going to come in. Michael Carr is going to go in and start.
We had Justin Jefferson last year, yeah.
So I think
right now, the closest thing to breakout that I've seen is probably Rhonda
Moore.
Yesterday,
yeah. So he's the closest thing I've seen to breaking out. Nobody else is really performing. Is the guys that you expect to perform are performing. Granted, there are a few that are hit or miss weeks, but we expect fantasy points from these guys. You know what I mean? It's not nobody has surprised anyone, and because of such, waiver wires is not that great.
It's not that great. Yeah,
who to pick up, because the people that's available on waivers are people that they weren't drafted for a reason, and they haven't done anything. Even with all these injuries happening for the past 2 weeks, you haven't seen anybody took the baton and run with it yet. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and we're also seeing more committees than we thought. Like, to me, I think Dallas is a committee. Pollard, I think so. I think there's another committee out there Indianapolis. No, the Colts.
The Colts.
Yeah, with
Hines, and I watched a lot of that game on Sunday, and Marlon Mack played a lot of stats, a lot of important stats. So we're seeing a lot of committees with the running back. So it's going to be a long year.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We see J.D. McKissick go off on Thursday night instead of Gibson. So a lot of committees.
And funny enough, these third down backs are getting the ball close to the goal line.
Yeah.
Because they give them more options at the goal line. Yeah, we can run you straight up the middle, but at the same time, you can break off to the right or to the left and take it that way too, compared to those first and second down backs like the Gibsons of the world, right? Or the Josh Jacobs of the world, where they're just going to go straight and it's going to be a power run. So they're trying to use those third down backs to go ahead and give them a little more option. I noticed. Both in the red.
How I feel though is that like Jonathan Taylor could catch the football, Antonio Gibson could catch the football. Why not? Like I think sometimes the whole committee thing throws these players out of sync. Like watching the game, and I'm grateful because I was playing against Jonathan Taylor, but I don't see how any one of those three backs are getting the sync where they're constantly being rotated out. Like they're constantly in and out of the game. Like, how can I get into?
You can't get no rhythm. Like that's the thing. They think that they're saving their energy and all that stuff. Somebody showed every one of them yesterday. Like, yo, I have to get in that groove, and once I'm in that groove, I'm in beast mode. And when I'm in beast mode, I'm gonna take the game on my back. Derrick Henry, King Henry, right there, came through with that same mentality. Yo, they were down. Like, if you watch that game, they were down, and I was like, yo, this is gonna be game stripped out. And they still pound the ball. And Derrick Henry got into that. He wore down that defensive line. Mm-hmm. And then he just starts smashing through them. And a lot of these backs, like the Zeke of the world, the Gibson of the world, the Jacobs of they need the ball in their hands to hit against. Right. And then they will, they get that rhythm. And then
there's a big difference between Zeke this year, Zeke last year, and Zeke the year before. You know what I'm saying? The year before, he was the man because the ball was in his hands constantly. Obviously, there was a different coaching too, right? And they didn't have a third receiver that popped up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what affects you. I think Cleveland's a good team. Like you brought them up before. I think Cleveland's a good team, but fantasy value-wise, they suck, right? So because they have too many mouths to feed, and sometimes when you trying to feed, everybody else gets hurt. OBJ is not going to be that guy, and sometimes you'll lose the games that way too. So they looked good last year because OBJ wasn't there. They're going to look good again because Landry's going to be out for a couple of weeks. But when you put all of them together,
so just that one less, just give them that dynamic that they need.
Because normally that one less
it's a focus. It's now a focus offense.
Exactly. That one less would have probably went to the tight end. You know what I'm saying? And I'll probably dish out to the tight end like 4 passes to him. 5 targets, right?
See, some quarterbacks are good with those options, and some quarterbacks just are not managing. And even when you have all those options, somebody's going to get hurt. Take for instance, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay last week, who got hurt? Mike Evans, right? Who got hurt this week? Antonio Brown. Having all those options, somebody's going to get burned every week. Yeah. All of them can't go off. Everybody can't score touchdowns.
And everybody has to understand, this week you may not get the ball as much as you want to get it, right?
Yep.
So your week
and you just have to be humble.
You just got to be humble. Do what you got to do, and then wait your turn. And it may be next week because the defense is going to be like, oh, it's all on Evans. They get work out on Evans, and then all of a sudden they switch up to AB. Mm-hmm. All right, man. We got next quarter for second quarter, man. We got boy ain't no way.
Nah, you got to say it right, man. You got to say it right.
Say it with my chest.
Boy ain't no way.
I got to say it with my chest.
All right. Yeah, say it with your chest, and you got to say the whole thing, though. Yeah, boy.
Boy, ain't no way.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
All right, just want to make sure I said it right.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Do you trust him or you don't trust him, man? We got Michael Pittman, 24 fantasy points, 12 targets, 8 catches, 123 yards. And now Carson Wentz has health issues again. Is he the guy? Is it a fluke?
No, I trust him. Like I said, I watched that Colts game. Yeah, I watched most of all of the Colts game actually, and Carson Wentz looks down the field, man.
Yeah,
that's what Carson Wentz does. He looks down the field. There were several times, and I hope they point this out where you had the running backs, whether it was Hine or someone curling out, and he could have got the ball to him. And Carson Wentz he's not a check down guy.
Yep.
He's looking down the field. So. And he's a guy that plays through. He plays hard every time. So I think it's an injury that he's going to, like, he may be out a game. Or I don't even
he said it's an spring ankle.
If he misses any time, that's it. The most I see is a game. But Michael Pittman looks like he's going to have a breakout year. That's kind of like.
So this is not a fluke.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
This is not a fluke. Trust him.
All right, cool. All right, next guy, we got Hollywood Brown, 30 fantasy points, 10 targets. 6 receptions, 113 yards with a touchdown, my dude. Fluke?
Personally, man, I think this was a fluke. He.
Boy, ain't no way.
I think
boy.
this.
Boy, ain't no way.
I'm gonna tell you why this is a fluke, man. A couple of reasons. He's always been inconsistent, and Bateman is coming back in the offense. I realize what's his name. Love himself some Watkins on those short passes. Hey, Hollywood is a game script kind of a wide receiver, man. If there's a corner that he can beat, he can run away from. Yeah, he's gonna take that opportunity, but don't expect this kind of production in every game from Hollywood. I promise you, next week you probably see 10, and you'll be mad salty.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
All right, man. We got Rhonda Moore, 31 fantasy points, 8 targets, 7 receptions, 114 yards. You got Christian Kirk, you got Hopkins, you got AJ Green, and you got Rhonda Moore. Connor's out there, Chase Edmonds out there. Is this a fluke?
To me, yes. And when I say yes, it's not a strong.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Simply because there's a lot of mouths to feed, and Hopkins is the guy there. To me, though, I think their offense is very prolific, and their defense can be exploited. I know they got some pass rushes and stuff like that, but Minnesota put up 32 points and actually should have won that game if the kicker kicked it in. But he's a good flex play. To me, he's a good flex play.
You're gonna
so it's not really a trust him. Or it's not that I trust him or don't trust him. I think he's a good flex play. You know, if you're in the right situation and you have him with your team and he's playing against another high-powered team that's going to challenge him to put up points, then he's a good play.
We got James White, 19.5 fantasy points, 5 rushes, 20 rushing yards, rushing touchdown, and 45-yard receptions. Fluke?
It's kind of a middle of the ground. It's not necessarily a fluke. Don't expect a touchdown from him every week. That's where I would say the fluke is. Don't expect a touchdown, but that 45 yards and all that stuff, that's what he's going to give you pretty much every week, minus the touchdown. New quarterback, he's going to check it down. I mean, it's the Tom Brady offense. James White will someday he will give you a touchdown. Some days he doesn't, but he's going to get that PPR points for you because that's how the offense is designed. So, so take that for what it is. If during this when bye weeks come up, he's a good player to go in because he can either give you 10 or he can give you 20. You know what I mean? But go into that expecting 10.
All right, cool. Not a fluke then. We got Derek Carr, 36 fantasy points, 382 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns. Fluke?
I trust it, man. First week he put up 435 passing yards. You always have, we saw it with Jonathan, guy's name again, from Buffalo, the quarterback, Josh Allen. So we saw it with Josh Allen last year, drafted late and was number 1, number 2, I think number 1 quarterback in fantasy. I think Derek Carr is going to be the same thing. He's playing really good. 435 passing yards the first game, 382 passing yards the second game, 2 touchdowns in both. He has healthy receivers in Ruggs and Waller, pass catches with running backs and Kenyon Drake. Their defense is so he's going to have to score. But he also has favorable matchups. Plays Miami next week. I think it's a trust him.
All right, man. So we got Juju Smith-Schuster, 17 fantasy points, 1 rushing touchdown, 7 targets, 6 receptions, 41 yards.
No.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I don't trust him, man. I'm sorry. I don't trust Juju. I mean, this week, if Beyonce's out, I say definitely Juju is a play. But man, I don't trust that boy for nothing, bro.
Man, Adams just had a crazy.
He's a good flex play. He's a good flex play.
Adams just had a crazy.
I'm not sure about that offense though. Like that offense don't look like excites me anymore. Like you know what I mean? There's something about that offense. Something's missing from that offense. I don't know. They don't really excite me So I don't know. Juju's not somebody I would throw in my lineup if I had other choices.
All right, P. This one's definitely for you, bro. Dak Prescott.
Oh, because I have him?
Yep, Dak Prescott, 9.78 fantasy points.
Bad game. It's just not even necessarily a bad game. It's just a game script game. Chargers defense is decent. Just a game script game. I don't expect this from Dak, going forward in the future. To me, it's I want to trust it.
All right. We got Tony Pollard, 27 fantasy points, 13 rushes, 109 yards, rushing touchdown.
It's a thing, man.
It's a what?
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a split backfield. It's one of them backfield. It's not a fluke, man. It's 2 weeks in a row. Boys seeing a lot of touches, and they're trusting him more. You can see the trust is building. He seems like he's more
elusive.
Has more elusive agility, versus
he looks more fluid.
It gives you a spark. Like you can see that spark in it. Like so, he's not a fluke. So I'll be careful. I'll be careful with Zeke on this.
All right. So let's go to Henry Ruggs. Boy had.
But hold on, before you go on,
let
me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
This continues into week 3, week 4. Do you think it's the name that's keeping Zeke, in a because it's still his backfield,
Yeah.
We think it's a split, but it's still the Zeke backfield. But I think Zeke's name contract has a lot to do with this situation because
they want him to play out his contract.
We saw it last year that Pollard looked good, and that kind of transpired into this year.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, with Zeke being there, what I know about the owner is that at the end of the day, I don't want to pay you the full amount, but I'm going to pay you anyways. But with that, I want to keep you with the whole core until we make it to the Super Bowl. So Zeke is going to play out his whole contract until, they either make it to the Super Bowl or it's time to just like, hey, we got to go. And Tony Pollard steps in. Tony Pollard does well. He's going to get a contract, but it won't be Zeke contract because that money needs to go elsewhere. You know what I mean? But do I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl this year? I don't know. I don't see it. Not with that defense. You know what I mean? They need to work on that defense corners-wise. But it's still Zeke's team, and I don't know if Zeke fits into the Mike McCarthy's offense, to be honest with you. I think that's what the biggest deal is right now. All right, so, bro, we got Henry Ruggs, 29 fantasy points, 5 receptions, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Fluke?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one simply because I think I would trust Derek Carr. There's always going to be a surprise every year, man, and I think Derek Carr might be that guy. Vegas might be that team. They have the talent. They have the talent, man. We got to see. Henry Ruggs can, because you got Wall out there. You can't really double him. He's fast. He's an over-the-top guy. Derek Carr can get it to him. So, I right now I would say, he's a must start.
We got.
I'll be careful this week going up against the Dolphins, and Dolphins got a tough secondary. But if you break them down enough, and if Dolphins can't put points on the board, it's going to break down the secondary too. So eventually, Henry Ruggs is going to score, just like with Diggs. They held Diggs, as long as they could. But I mean, the offense ain't scoring. Your defense is going to wear down. So no matter how good your defense is.
All right. We got Christian Kirk. All right, he had 4 targets, 3 receptions, 65 yards. No touchdown. Fluke?
Luke, to me, man, I'm not trusting that guy, bro. It's what I see every year.
No way, boy. There ain't no way,
I'm not trusting that dude. I'm sorry. As you said, we have Hopkins out there. That's one. We all know that, right? We all have Hopkins out there. He's the number one.
Right.
It's funny enough, the person that I'm liking as a second player in that offense, it's actually Rhonda Moore. I'd rather Rhonda Moore over Christian Kirk. Rhonda Moore is more dynamic. They're using him in different positions. He's rushing the ball. He's catching the ball. I like those guys, type of a guy. He reminds me of a Debo Samuels and stuff like that. So I feel like he's going to get a lot of touches. So that's my thing. Christian Kirk, without his speed, bro, he's like nothing. So if it wasn't that long bomb, bro, like, you know what I mean? He doesn't really get that many looks like that, you know? So that's not a wide receiver that's super appealing to me when you have a better wide receiver that's a downfield threat in hockey.
You know what's funny? And y'all know I was really high on this guy. I wanted to get him because he was snagging Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray might mess around and have a one-of-a-kind fetish football year, bro.
He's so fast, bro.
Yeah.
He's so fast.
Funny enough, when I saw Tua, I thought Tua was going to be similar to him.
Right.
Really?
Right.
You saw that? Where?
Coming out of college, yeah. I don't know. He just gave me that impression, you know, like same kind of size, build, and stuff like that. But then I realized he's not as fast, and dude don't look down the field. So.
Yeah, you don't look there.
Kyler Murray is so fast.
Yeah, you don't.
Kyler Murray is so fast, bro. Like he gets out of everything, and it like Jesus.
Tua got you when he did that little pump fake move when he ran last year. You're like, oh, snaps. And then all of a sudden, that was really it. That's all you had.
Tua is a really good quarterback. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he is.
Not Tua. I mean, Kyler Murray. Really good. He's a really good quarterback.
Tua's a really good quarterback, too, in Alabama. He's a great quarterback in Alabama, bro.
Yeah. Dolphins are pissed right now.
Oh, man. Yo. It's not pissed. I already knew he wasn't a good quarterback as soon as we drafted in Alabama. So, Jameis Winston, man, 111 passing yards, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks. I think his fantasy points around like 9 points. Was this a fluke? Was this that coming back to earth, Jesus, or what was that?
I don't know, honestly.
That one. We're sleeping on Carolina's defense.
Yep.
You feel me? Carolina's defense is actually pretty good. Carolina offense is actually really, really good. You know what I mean? Because Spandard, Shenny, Robbie, like, they're doing their thing, man. They're doing their thing. So I think we underestimated who Carolina is. And I think the Saints possibly did that too, coming off a high win with the Green Bay Packers. And that's why I said I don't think they prep as much as they should have. So I'm curious to see what they do in the third game.
All right. Your third round pick, I think, second round pick in NFL. My first round pick in Dynasty. Kyle Pitts, man, 5 receptions, 73 yards, no TD. But did way better than he would last week.
He's coming on, and then remember what kind of defense. And when I say, Matt Ryan. There are a few occasions when Matt Ryan couldn't get time to pass. Hence the 2, pick sixes that Tampa Bay had. So it was a tough a tough defense. So I expected some of those woes. And he's getting better. And the offense looks like they're getting better. I feel like a better matchup is coming.
And they had 2 tough matchups.
Matchups back to back. Yeah.
Back to back. All right, man. That was it for the boy ain't no way.
All right. Boy ain't no way, boy. Boy ain't no way, boy.
All right, man. Let's get into waiver wire pickups, man. First, quarterback, man. Justin Fields, man. Andy Dalton with the injury on Sunday. Knee injury on a scramble. Justin Fields. Got to pick him up, right?
What? Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. I think Justin Fields is going to give this offense that punch that it needs, man. That fire, light that fire. I think Robinson is going to come out looking like the old Robinson. I know they have somewhat of a tough matchup coming up, but I just expect them to, play a lot better because now you have a quarterback that can actually take you with his legs. And right now, if you want plays to be extended, if you want your wide receiver to get open sometimes, I'm telling you, these are the quarterbacks to do it, man. And Allen Robinson, he's quarterback friendly, and the boy can move. So I think this is where you're going to see both of these guys shine and the arm on Fields, Mooney in that offense is about to get a lot of looks down the field right
now. What about Teddy Bridgewater, Broncos? Man?
I like him. I think Teddy's in a similar situation that he was in Carolina, but probably even better. He looks to have better chemistry with these receivers, Tim Patrick, Courtland Sutton. Jerry's going to be back in a few weeks. And the defense is good, man. That Broncos secondary is, just as good as Miami's or anybody else in the league. So I like Teddy Bridgewater going forward, and I like that team.
Yeah, Teddy had 20 fantasy points this week, man. And the crazy thing is, we all were like, yo, how could you let, I believe, Justin Fields at that time go and get a corner for your defense? And it's looking like, hey, it's working out because of the fact that, picking up Bridgewater on a trade, obviously he's going to be the starter no matter what. And now you got to set defensive defensive backs back there, safeties back there is good. Simmons, like your whole defense is set. All you got to do is just win with your quarterback, and it looks like it's working.
And they've done that for some years now.
One quarterback that I think we should, I know we discussed him already, but should be on the pickup is Derek Carr.
Yep.
Derek Carr, back-to-back 300-yard season, 300-yard games. Listen, man, I think that offense, they're going to pass the ball. In fact, I think we're sleeping on the Las Vegas offense, man. I think we're really sleeping on that offense.
Because it's interesting. I mean, it's just, the week before it was Waller getting food, and you were thinking like, hey, that's all they got.
Right. And to this week when they start spreading the ball around. And I think that's when they're going to be serious. When they start, getting Brian involved, they're getting, getting Ruggs involved, getting, the running backs involved, I think it's going to be a really, really good offense, man. So I think Derek Carr is not a bad pickup, pick up his stash on your bench for when these bye weeks come along.
I agree. We got wide receivers, Tim Patrick for the Broncos, man. How do you feel about Tim Patrick right now? I think he's only owned by 22% right now, fantasy owners.
I mean, if you need him, you get him. Because obviously when Jerry Jeudy comes back, he's going to come in and take his spot. So if you need him, yeah, you can add him. But if you don't need him, you probably, there's going to be like a flex play when it comes around bye weeks and stuff like that. So you can pick him up and stash him. But when bye weeks start coming along, Jerry Jeudy is back. What are you going to do then? It's just a waste of a roster spot. If you don't need him, don't do it.
I mean, the guy right now, Tim Patrick, he had 12.7 fantasy points right now, had more route runnings than Courtland Sutton. And then this week, they played Jets. I mean, it opens up a lot of offense, a lot of catches to him. So I think you go after Tim Patrick if you need a receiver.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you need him, you get it. Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but understand it's really temporary.
Yeah, and Denver playing the Jets, the defense will win them that game. They don't need much offensive, scoring. So
yeah, and sometimes, man, bro, like you said, there's scenarios when you just drafted all running backs and you ain't got no receivers for some odd reason. That's a good pickup for 2 days, for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, rotate those wide receivers in the game. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
And we got, Rhonda Moore. We talked about Rhonda Moore with 34% of ownerships owned by fantasy owners. 11 catches, 182 yards, 13 targets, as we spoke about before. KJ Osborne with the Vikings, 3% owned right now. Had a great game last week, or this week on week 2. Should he be picked up? I mean, because you got Thielen, you got Jefferson, you got Cook. I mean, is he a guy you really think that's gonna do?
I want to waste a pick on him for those 3 reasons. It's not a pass. They're a 50-50 offense.
Yeah.
Literally 50-50. And they don't change their MO. So Jefferson and Thielen is going to get that ball, and then Cook is going to run the ball, and that's their offense. So I wouldn't pick up KJ Osborne.
You remember how I was saying that some offenses are just like they have a focus, and you remember you were saying Baker Mayfield played better because one of those wide receiver out.
Yep.
It's kind of like the same thing with Kirk Cousins. He has his focus. He know it's Jefferson. He know it's feeling. Like, you know what I mean? And then he has his running back. So it's kind of a focused offense. So I don't think, and that's going to be their focus, and they've been successful doing it. So I don't expect them to. Yeah, you're going to put in, you're going to have other players are going to have games, but doesn't necessarily mean you go ahead and add them to your roster. They're not going to be consistent enough to go ahead and do so.
Gotcha. All right. We got, let's go running backs. James White with the Patriots, man.
Nice flex play. As I said, James White is going to average you like that low double-digit points every week because that's how New England offense is designed. There's a lot of dump-down plays. You got a new quarterback. Quarterback plays like how Tom Brady plays, which is, that's who Belichick wanted. So James White is going to have value. He may score a touchdown here and there. So this is a guy that I think is going to have like 6 to 8 touchdowns by the end of the year. But he's going to give you that steady Eddie kind of double-digit points. So, that 12, that low, that from anywhere from 10 to 15 points every week. So you can pretty much expect that. So nice flex play. Real good back to have when bye week's coming around.
We got Sony Michel with the Rams right now. You got Daryl Henderson injured, right? Don't know if he's going to be out this week, but if he is out, should you get Sony Michel anyways because of the injuries that Henderson always has every year? If he's not picked up.
That offense is Coach McVay, the quarterback. Everything about that offense clicks. And watching that game this week, even when Henderson went out, Mitchell came in and he was getting a lot of yards. So I think he's a really good, to me, definitely the top running back play to pick up this week going forward.
Right.
He's going to get you points. He's going to get you a touchdown. He's going to do exactly what you saw Henderson do. So I would say definitely pick him up, even if it's for 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be.
Cool, man. We got fourth quarter, man. We got Thursday night game right now. What's the score right now in the Monday night game, bro? It's 21-17,
17-21.
Right?
Yeah, 21-17. Packers has the ball. They're up 21.
All right, so
go ahead.
So we got Thursday night football, right? We got Carolina versus Houston. We already know Tyrod Taylor is out, right? Carolina is explosive right now. They're not even playing around, right? Is this a good game, fantasy-wise?
Fantasy-wise, getting the Carolina part of it, yeah, it's going to be a good game. I expect it to be a good game for the defense, for the and all the offensive weapons that they have.
Who you starting?
And I think CMC for stout. Yeah, CMC is going to smash in this. I think this is probably the statement game for CMC, like a Derrick Henry kind of a statement for CMC this week.
I mean, I play C-Mac, so for me, to be honest with you, I think this is a perfect game for Chuba Herbert to come in and enjoy. It
can't happen. It can't happen to the point where they go up so much points that hey, it's a Chuba show. There's no reason to have CMC in the game. So yeah, I can see that happening too. You know what I mean? I can see that happening. I was expecting something like that tonight with Dylan, but it ain't looking like that.
It's gonna be one of those things, boy.
I am surprised how the Lions are staying up. You notice all of these primetime games, they all been close and they all been good. I love it.
Incredible. Man.
Oh my God, I love these games. That game last night was pretty good. Like, Jesus. I love these primetime games, man. So good work this time around.
How do you feel about and I put on Carolina? I mean, I made a mistake and put Andy on there, but fantasy wise, you're looking at their quarterback, C-Mac,
right? Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I mean, you see them. This is going to be like, hey, this is going to be 28-0 type of game, and it's going to be fantasy worthy.
Nah, I think there's going to be some offense from Houston. But other than Brandon Cooks, I don't really trust anybody. And now that you have a new quarterback coming in, I don't even know if Brandon Cooks is a good play on a Thursday night game. If you're playing Brandon Cooks, I would want to make sure he's not in your flex spot, just in case something should happen. Something should happen to one of your players in training camp, in training or something like that. You can always switch it and so forth. But Brandon Cooks is the only person I would trust on Houston right now.
I don't know if I can trust Brandon Cooks with the rookie quarterback that's coming in because Tyrod Taylor is not playing this week. So
right.
So
I think Mark Ingram is not a bad play either.
Yeah, he's not a bad play. So who do you have winning?
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina.
Carolina all the way. All right. So we
Carolina's
got
smashing it.
Sunday. Sunday tough matchups on Sundays coming in. Who's the game that you guys want to see for the Sunday matchups?
Yeah, man. I want to see that Rams in Tampa Bay. The battle of the defense.
Yeah, that's the best one.
That's the battle. It's the battle of the defenses, man, and the battle of the offense. Yeah, everything is on the line on this one. This one. Well, all right, so let me ask you guys: do you guys think it's going to be a low-scoring game, or you think it's going to be a high-powered offense?
I think it's going to be a high-powered offense.
I think it's going to be a high-powered offense.
I think it's going to be a high-powered offense. I think Evans is going to be not. He's not going to be relevant in that game. I think it's going to be Godwin AB. The reason why I believe Evans is not going to be relevant in that game is because of the corner for the Rams, Ramsey. I think Ramsey's going to lock down Evans.
Right. So Ramsey is playing a floater right now, and I think he's gonna be on Evans.
Hey, pause for a second. I'm sorry. You were talking about AJ Dillon coming into the game. Your boy Aaron Jones just got hurt. He's limping off the field.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
You have AJ Dillon though, right?
Yeah. I do.
Oh, as a backup?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus! All right, you good.
Oh,
good. You good.
I think that what I want to see with the Bucs and Rams team. So I want to see if Brady and the offense is really clicking. This is going to be their first real test. He's been playing lights out, 5 touchdowns last week. But you're going up against Aaron Donald and the secondary, which includes Jalen Ramsey. I think from all around, I think Rams probably have the best defense, arguably the best defense in football. So I want to see how Tampa fares up against that. And then Tampa could put up points as we've been seeing what they're doing with Stafford. So they have Cooper Kupp and Woods that can get over the top. So Tyler Higbee and these guys. So Stafford, they're going to put up points, even with Sony Mitchell and not Henderson there. So it's an interesting game, and I could see Bucs losing this one.
For me, man, I'm the opposite way. I think Brady's going to be like Dr. Miami up in this bad boy and just slice everything up. Slice everything up, bro. I think Brady's going to surgically take apart this defense because Ramsey's only one guy, right? And with that said, listen,
what about Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald, they're gonna play these like Fournette. Fournette is not gonna be a good relevant. They're gonna put Fournette in the game to go ahead and get that extra body there to play with Brady.
This is not going to be a running game on Tampa side.
This is not going to be a running game, and then Brady's gonna take his time and like rip it apart. Like I just think it's not going to be a high scoring game. To me, I think it's going to be like in the 20s for each team. But I think Tampa Bay come out ahead.
I think there's a lot of crazy plays, like 50-yard plays, 40-yard plays that way down there. But it's not going to be high scoring. Like 30.
The best fantasy friendly game this weekend is Seahawks Vikings.
Yes,
that should be. We should see 60 plus, how we saw Arizona and Vikings last week. And Vikings is going to be hungry for a win too, being that they own.
They haven't won yet.
It came from a tough
two
loss.
Close games, especially that last one with the field goal.
They always be doing that though.
Yeah, always. It's always been that issue.
Always.
I think that's what's going to affect them from firing their coach because they're going to too many close games and they need to start playing, especially with the type of players that you have on the team. But yeah, I think that's one of the games that's going to be like really fantasy friendly. I need Cousins to come out with 40 again. Damn near 40. 50.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
all right. The other game that we spoke about was the Dallas and Philly game. That game, it can either be high scoring or it can be disappointing, like the LA and Cowboys game, because I thought that game was going to be a fantasy bonanza.
Yep.
And it fell short of that. And the injuries that are on Dallas could even impact that a lot too. Considering that only CeeDee Lamb out there that's healthy right now. We don't know if Cooper is going to be playing. We already know that Gallup is out, so that could hurt the offensive power of Cowboys.
I think it's
and Philly front is actually really good.
Yeah,
Philly defensive line is actually really, really, really good.
And that's where I go right back to what we saw about Tampa, right? Both of y'all scenarios. Tampa is going to make sure Elliott blocks. Problem with that, Tony Pollard is going to eat too.
is going to be the one getting the fantasy points. Just like what you saw at Tampa, right? What happened in the first game. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. To where Tony Pollard, and Tony's going to get that ball. And Tony's going to get that ball. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I think
you're going to see them both in the game at some place too.
Yeah.
And they're going to use Zeke to protect and use Pollard to get the ball. So,
but I do think Lamb is going to get, hopefully he get fed.
No, Lamb is going to get his points.
Yeah.
Lamb is going to get his points. I'm just saying that I don't think it's going to be two Thursdays ago. Kind of.
Yeah. I agree.
I agree with you on that, man. All right, man. Any bold predictions? Which one of y'all is going to win next week's game?
You got jokes.
You got jokes. Hey, listen, man. I see the team that I'm going up against, and they're projected like 20 points over me. So I'm not even going to. I ain't even going to make a bold prediction on that.
Bold prediction: Metcalf goes off this week and not Tyler Lockett.
I agree with that. I like that one too.
Bold prediction though, I'll be 3-0 in Dynasty.
Oh, I don't know who you plan. So who you plan?
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
I don't plan to lose this year. It's gonna be the only.
Hold on.
It's only gonna be it's gonna be the only undefeated team in the league.
Okay, so you're not. Okay, got you. So you're not planning on losing in that league, but in every other league, that's your goal.
Hey, it's the team that I have, man. The team that I drafted, and I'm working on it.
I haven't seen any trades, man. That's.
Nah, I mean, it's not there yet. I'm not ready to burn the building down.
Yeah, I'm available when you're ready to burn that building. All right.
He said you come with the lighters and the matches. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, the building will be burned down.
And the lighter fluid.
Yep, pepper shrimp and all.
The building will be burnt down soon, so it just hasn't been there yet.
That's cool. So 0-3, 0-4. What do you think when the building goes?
Damn, another touchdown for Aaron Jones, bro.
He said 0-4.
0-4.
Hey, another touchdown for Aaron Jones.
Yo, really? He's fire, man. You just need like 50 more points.
Yo, it's just that Derrick Henry nonsense, bro.
Aaron Jones got 37 points, and you still need 50.
That Derrick Henry nonsense, man. That Derrick Henry nonsense. What can I say, man? What can I say?
And it's the fourth quarter, so unless he does some incredible things, bro, you still.
I can. Right now, I'm smashing on the showdown slate. I did have Aaron Jones as my captain.
Nice.
All right, man. That's gonna be it for us, man. Thank you for listening to Lockercode with C. Ren and PJ, man. Be sure to check us out on Lockercode.com for all your fantasy needs, sit and starts, waiver wire and pickouts, matchup, news, and more. Yeah,
man. Fantasy.
Gotta love it.
Telling me. Gotta love it, man.
Woo!
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
NFL championship, yo.
They'll count the eggs before they hatch.
I'm not, bro.
I can't even say nothing to you, bro.
I ain't counting no eggs, bro.
I'm gonna let you take these, man. I'm gonna let you take these jabs, bro. I don't blame you. Take the jabs.
I'm not taking no jabs right now. I'm just saying, I see the eggs over there. I ain't counting none of them. It ain't Easter yet.
Yeah.